Hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. If you've been watching lately, you'll know that we were going to spend a lot of time budgeting, but that got kind of sidetracked for next year. But what hasn't got sidetracked is that the priorities for next year have changed from this year. This year and the end of last year, well, actually for the last couple of years, we have been trying to spend our time getting the most from our dollars, which, I mean, that's going to remain the same. But we were in the market, we were in mutual funds. We were taking a little bit, as much risk as we could without losing a lot. And we did just fine. We bought a couple of houses, 3 actually, doing that method, and we're doing just fine. However, next year we're going to start getting really serious about a large purchase. By the end of next year, I want to be able to take $70,000 and go pay cash for another rental house. Now, based on what we should have, it should be no problem. However, because of the state of the economy, because of the state of the market, I feel like our priorities need to change and be modified just a little bit. So I thought I'd go over the changes and the priorities coming up for next year, actually kind of starting now. But right now we're just starting to incorporate them, and for next year they're going to be full on. So when we get starting next year, we're going to get serious about saving the money for our house. And I think the thing that I'm going to keep saying over and over for next year is cash is going to be king. You know, income, sources of income, investment streams, that's been what we've been up to now. Till now. Now I think we're going to concentrate on cash as king. So I think we're making the transition right now. I've still got money in the market, but we're not putting any in, as an example. I want to tighten up on the budget too. I noticed this last year, we should end up the year with a big year. We should end up with about $40,000 cash for just this year's budget, which is great. But there was a lot of tools I had at my hand that I didn't use. You know, as an example, and I did change this. Like I said, we're incorporating it now. But I just now went and got a personal loan, and I paid that boy off months ago. But normally I would have gotten one the same month. I laid off. Mainly because I just wanted the cash in my account. But, you know, we got $1,500 coming in a personal loan, and we're going to have the properties pay most of it. So that'll be an additional $1,500 as an example. Credit cards, another $1,500 sitting in my credit cards, $1,000 to $1,500. And I didn't go get those. So there's $3,000 right off the top that I didn't go take advantage of. And I just started a couple of months ago getting back into paying attention to my credit cards. You know, they have the rotating categories, which usually irritate the crud out of me. But at $5 a gallon, if I can get 5% back on my gas, well, okay. My car used to take $20 to fill up, it now takes $50. So 5% of 50 is $2.50. Okay, we can do that. My point is, I want to tighten up on the budget. I want to tighten up on the little things that got us here, so that every penny counts starting next year for sure. I mean, like I said, we've started now, but starting in January for sure. Now, does that mean that if an opportunity presents itself, I won't do it? No. It means that we're going to keep $70,000 of whatever we got very, very conservative, and very, very liquid, and very, very available. Anything we've got in savings over and above that $70,000, we can take some risk with. You know, like the 10 grand I've got in, or whatever it is now, in the market, we might add a little bit to that. If we get way ahead, we may throw a little in there. And our mutual fund, we're gonna throw about $1,000 a month in our mutual fund. It's less risky than the market, but we should make some money in the next 2 years. Now, I think starting next year, once we get each of our accounts, remember each of our rental accounts has a goal to get $10,000 in their savings accounts to take care of major expenses. Both of them right now are at around $4,000. So by the time the loan gets here and we need to start making payments, they ought to be around $5,000. And instead of putting it all towards getting to the $10,000, we're going to put the majority, but still a percentage of it towards that, and then the rest of it towards paying off the personal loan. That way we can still have money and still be producing some money. Another thing that I want to do for priorities to get ready for next year is I want to change some of the, and this is an internal thing, some of the tools I'm looking at. Like, I want to make a form up that I can keep track every month of how much money exactly I've got sitting on credit cards waiting for me to go get. That way, as I take the money, I can see how much I'm spending, how much I'm making. There'll be a lot of information available once I get that done. Also, the spreadsheet that I was using, I changed that up a little bit to reflect the priorities. I didn't list each account individually, I listed them in groups. Simply because it's not the individual that matters, it is the group together. And but I'm also going to add some analytical tools on the spreadsheet, so it'll give me a little bit more information as I look at it. Now, some of the things that I'm going to need to do, and there might be something for you to look into, is I'm going to check into different forms of ownership, whether I should keep it individual like it is now, set up an LLC, put it in a living trust. My attorney has pretty much got me talked into an LLC, but I don't know. And I've done a lot of research, and the answer is I don't know. The last step I want to take before I make that decision is I want to go talk to my banker because according to my banker, the first time I talked to him, is if I get the rentals put into an LLC, the income to debt ratio goes away when I buy my duplex, and that's going to need to happen. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then lastly, I want to sit down and have a conversation with my son about, he's into real estate too, and we both got in about the same time. And I think I want to sit down and have a talk to him about, rather than both of us doing the same thing, that we work on it as a team. As an example, if I go set up an LLC, it would make perfectly good sense to me to have the same attorney do both of us, because when I die, the properties are going to go to him anyway. So it'd be nice to have a smooth transition, and also have explain to him how it works. And then also, because of the big disparity in our incomes, my son makes a lot more than I do, that maybe we should not be going after the same properties, but building towards the same goal. Because when I die, he's going to get all the little properties that are cash flowing, and I think he should concentrate on buying the larger properties, just one every couple of years, and using the small incomes to pay them off. That's my opinion. But anyway, those are the conversations I think need to happen, definitely before the end of the year. I'd like to get the LLCs done ASAP. I'd like to talk to my son and my banker as soon as possible. But the major priority that is going to change for next year is cash is king. Not return on investment, not gross income, but cash is king. What can we do to tighten the belt, our budget, get loans, whatever it is we need to do to bring as much cash into our little system as we can in the next year and a half. And that's going to be the goal, the overall goal. Cash is king. Well, that's all I wanted to say. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.